This training will go over the bonus plan portion of the Aloha loyalty application. So let's go to the website. All right, we're using the demo site as usual. And let's go ahead and click on Aloha Loyalty, and then we're going to click on Bonus Plan Setup. And this is where we actually go to set up the bonus plans. So we're at Welcome to the Aloha Loyalty Bonus Plan Wizard. And all of our bonus plans that we've already created will show up in this box when you begin. There won't be anything listed here. When we're looking at ours, as soon as the screen populates, there'll be a lot. This is our demo site that we use for training purposes. Give it just a second. Here we go. So we're actually going to create a new bonus plan for our example. So we're just going to click Add. And then when we're setting up our bonus plan, we just follow through the tabs at the top to create the plan. So General, Reward, Schedule, Reset Options, and Bonus Event. So we're on the General tab, and we're going to create an example of, or we're going to create a bonus plan and use this as an example to describe each screen. So we're going to create a plan that rewards the member for a free item, for example, when they get 10 points. So we're going to use that as our example. So we're just going to call this our Points Plus Plan. So we name our plan. We can type in the description if we want. We don't have to. Generally, you'd be the only person that would be seeing this description. But for our training, I'm going to go ahead and type in here. Let's see. Visit 10 times. 11th trip. Complimentary dessert. All right. So let's look at the bonus plan types. These are the different types that are listed. So Be My Guest, that's usually a plan that you put on a card like a single visit. Usually those are promo cards that you'll hand out to people. A currency base just rewards people on how much money they spend in your restaurant. Employee comp, these are ones, this is actually a bonus program that you can assign to a card. People use this for their employees, for their employee meal program, or for comp cards at the corporate office. All this one does, it's a special type of a bonus plan. You can create a threshold where this person can come in during this time frame, maybe every month, and they have a certain amount of money that they can use. So, for example, employees, they can come in, they can use their employee card, and they have $30 a month that they can spend on food, and you can actually limit what items that they can use this discount on, so maybe not liquor or gift cards or merchandise. And you can even go so far as to pick and choose all the different eligible items, even down to they can't have steaks, whatever. You can just decide on what they can have access to use that free comp with. And then it actually resets itself at the end of that time. So maybe every 30 days they have $30 to spend on salads, soups, and sandwiches or something like that. A frequency base, that rewards people on their visits, and that's actually what we're going to use on this one. Item space rewards them on specific items that they purchase. Lottery-based program, it will randomly choose a winner within certain threshold that you set. And so here, when we choose the lottery, and I'll just show this one as an example, on the right-hand side, the plan settings, each member will have a 1 in 20, and you set that threshold there, chance to receive a reward at random. So maybe if you're giving a big screen TV, just be careful that it's 1 in 20. So every person has a 1 in 20 chance to win that big screen TV. So just kind of be thoughtful of what you're setting up here and what type of an award you're giving away. But this is a great one to use. Maybe if you're going to already have a captured audience in your restaurant, maybe you're showing a big game or a big fight or something, and you want to just have people say, oh, they've got a lot going on here. Maybe use the lottery base so people are winning rewards while they're sitting there watching the game, for example. All right, let's go ahead and look at this last one. Is the points base, probably the most commonly one used, so that just rewards them on how many points they receive. And you notice when we choose this one, it changes the settings on the right-hand side. So this bottom right-hand corner, this is the variables that this one allows for. You can do points per item or points per dollar, completely up to you. Let's go back and choose the frequency base. So the reward that we're going to create, or the bonus plan we're going to create, is actually going to deliver dependent on their visits. So they're going to come in 10 times, and then on the 11th one, they're going to get a free item. That's what we're going to call this one. All right, so eligible items, this can be dependent on, or not be dependent on any specific item, or you can set it to anything will trigger this one. So if we don't want to do that, we can select items. So eligible items, we're going to click this button to the right, and then we can literally choose what items. So say, for example, if they come in and all they buy is a gift card, if we don't select it as an assigned category, something that's able to activate this plan, it wouldn't trigger this, but we can move over everything. We're just going to close this box. We're not going to choose anything because for our example, we don't care what they come in and get. We're just going to set it to everything. So any time they come in, it doesn't matter what they get, it's going to trigger this plan to start. We can choose a start date. We can choose an end date if we want. If we wanted to do all of our marketing at the beginning of the year and create all of our bonus programs, we can completely create our whole 12-month calendar of loyalty plans, whenever we want by choosing start dates. Completely up to you. One thing I will mention here on the end date, if you create a program that is going to end at the end of the year, obviously that's December 31st, you want to expire it on January 1. Don't expire it on December 31st. You'll have a lot of unhappy customers. All right, we can choose some plan priority. If you tuned into our configuration class, you would have heard about the rewards tab and that you can assign priority to a bonus program. This is where we assign the priority here on this general tab by plan priority. A couple different options here. Member cannot accrue credit until their profile is registered. This is completely up to you if you don't want to allow them to be able to even activate any bonus programs until their profile information, their first name, last name, email, for example, has been entered into the system. It won't even work if you check this box. Just completely up to you. Provide members with, this many visits and credit when they register their profile. Automatically provide members with their next eligible reward when they register their profile. It's just kind of give them a little extra at the very beginning. It's just completely up to you. And if you have a question, you can always click on one of these. You'll note that they are blue, in blue font and underlined. It's going to give you a quick definition. If you get a little confused on what that actually is, you can just read the definition there. All right, so we actually can't move on. You'll notice the rest of these tabs are blue. That means they're not activated right now. We have to save this first tab. So we save the name of it and some of the basic settings, and now we're ready to go. Now all the other areas are activated. So let's go to the next tab, which is rewards. So this is where we're going to go to actually set up the threshold and what the reward's going to be. Now you notice this box is pretty big. You can actually have as many rewards as you want. So say, for example, you wanted to create a reward program or a bonus program that has 3 levels. When they get 10 points, they get a free appetizer. When they get 30 points, they get a free cheeseburger. When they get 100 points, they get a free dessert. So all 3 of these tiers are dependent on each other. So as soon as they get to one threshold, they get that reward. Then when they hit the second threshold, and so on. It's completely up to you. I've seen customers that have 13 levels on here. Just whatever works for you. All right, so let's go ahead and click Add, and let's go ahead and set one up. All right, so we have a box here. We've got 2 tabs, Reward Settings and Voucher Settings. Now, Reward Settings is setting up, Reward Settings is setting up the threshold and what they're going to receive as their reward. And then Voucher Settings is, do I want to have a voucher printout to tell them that they earned that reward today? Another thing, the Voucher Settings, maybe you're not even setting up a bonus program. Maybe you're just setting up using a bonus plan to create a message to populate for a guest. Maybe you're trying to have everybody update their profile information. So once a year you trigger a bonus program to automatically print at the very beginning, the first time they come in for the year, and it's actually not even a reward. It just, you use a voucher to say, hey, update all your profile information to help us make sure we're rewarding you better. It's just completely up to you, but you can use bonus plans to not only deliver rewards, but to deliver information to the guest too. All right, let's go back to reward settings. So in our example, and we're going to follow this through with our example, was come in 10 times, the 11th time you get a free dessert. So we want to name our reward. And you'll notice there's a red asterisk. When you see a red asterisk, there's actually a field at some point that can populate somewhere for you, possibly on their member profile or their member reward. Actually, not the member profile, I'm sorry, just the member report that the server can run on the POS, or if you're using MemberLink, it will show up that this is the name of the reward that they received. So we're going to say complimentary dessert. We don't want to say free. We don't like that word. We like the word complimentary. All right, so reward is earned every, now you remember we said they come in 10 times, the 11th time they get the dessert. We're just going to type in 11 because we are going to deliver this reward on the 11th visit. All right, so reward priority, I'm just going to keep it highest. I don't really need to worry about that. Reward type, now there's a couple different reward types. Now for this one, we're going to use the real-time discount. A real-time discount delivers the reward immediately on this guest check. If they haven't ordered the item that gets the complimentary, the comp, it'll be queued for another visit if you choose that in the configuration. The other options here are corporate issued reward. That's just going to be a bonus program that you're actually not delivering a reward at the POS. Maybe you're giving away a trip to Las Vegas. Obviously, the POS can't deliver that type of a reward, so if we were going to use that reward type, all of the threshold options at the bottom, they disappear, and then you would utilize the loyalty reports to see where your member's at or how many points they have. All right. The Aloha stored value, add value reward type, this one actually allows you to deliver a money value on the card. So your loyalty card, you can actually set it up. If you're using Aloha stored value, which is our gift card option as well, you must be using that as well and be under contract for that also. You have the ability to have your loyalty cards have a dual function. So if you want to utilize the Aloha stored value add value, literally you can reward them with a dollar value. So your server pushes the Aloha or assign member button, swipes the card will be recognized as a loyalty card when they assign the guest to the check. And if you allow them to receive the add value reward, how the server would use the card at that point, the server would actually push the gift card tender button and swipe the loyalty card. And now the loyalty card will actually be, it can be used as a gift card. It'll be recognized as a gift card, and you can use it just like a normal gift card. All right, let's look at the other reward types. So we already talked about real-time discount is what we're doing. And then reward voucher. Now you heard me mention a minute ago that we can set up bonus plans just to deliver information. So say we wanted to use that example of we're just updating, want to make sure all of our customers update their profile information once a year. So we can actually choose reward name. We'll just say update profile, and then reward type, we choose reward voucher, and then we go straight to reward voucher, and then we type in our message to help us reward you better. Please confirm that your profile information is updated and accurate. All right, let's go back to reward settings, and let's actually follow through with the example we're using today. We're going to go and we're going to choose the real-time discount, and you can see all of our threshold options come right back. And then we're going to be able to set up the rest of our reward. So we have some more options here. Members cannot receive this reward until their profile is registered. Now, if you remember, on the General tab, we had the option of not allowing them to turn this plan on. They couldn't even get credit. Well, then we actually have the option as well to not let them even receive a reward. Completely up to you. If we choose this, then we get a little screen here saying after selecting this, members cannot receive this reward until their profile is registered. Option will be disabled. That's fine. We're great with that. So we're going to click OK. And now we have two options. Now this is an either or option here. purge earned rewards due to lack of profile once profile is registered, or issue all retroactive rewards that were earned once profile is registered. So completely up to you. And we're just going to keep it on issue all retroactive. We're going to give them whatever they earned, for example. The next portion is real-time discount settings. Now, this is actually your homework. This is what you got to do for homework. Now, loyalty takes care of its comps internally, if you will. Now, everybody has comp buttons on their POS, and those are what we'll consider for our training today, external comps. Those are what your servers or your managers push to actually physically do a comp on a guest check. Well, loyalty takes care of all that for you. You swipe the card once to assign the member. It finds out if there's any programs or any food items that meet the criteria of any bonus plans. It gives them points. It gives them rewards, all in one swipe with the comp. So you don't have to do that. But what you have to do for your homework is you actually have to create 2 loyalty comps on Aloha Manager. And these are 2 comps that you will create and that you will use and select for every single loyalty plan that you will ever create. Now, one of them will be called Loyalty % Off, and the other one is Loyalty $1 Off. And there's actually some instructions on how to create those in Aloha Manager in the help documentation under Bonus Plan and Getting Started with Aloha Loyalty POS Setup, I believe it's called. But these 2 comps, when you set them up on Aloha Manager, when you're setting them up on that screen, there's a little box that you can check, and it says flag this comp for an E-frequency real-time discount. And you're definitely going to want to check that box, and by doing that, it doesn't allow that comp to be created as a comp button on the POS. It is actually only an internal comp that is utilized for loyalty. So after you create your comps, then you're going to, overnight when your server refreshes, it will actually push them to this list right here. So now, back to setting up the reward. When we're setting up the reward, we're going to choose comp type, and that's if you do it comp, like the whole explanation I just gave you, you could do it for promos as well. It just depends on where you want to set them up on your system and how you do your P&L. But for this example, we're just going to say they're comps. So we would come back and we would be ready to select them here, and they would be in this list on the Select One drop-down. So say, for example, on our example, we're giving away a free dessert. So the loyalty comp we're going to choose is going to be the Loyalty % Off. So that would be in this list right here. And remember, this is our demo site, so it's not going to be on here. And then we're going to so we're going to select Loyalty % Off. All right, so this next portion is amount settings. So remember, we're giving % off, so we're going to choose % off again. And then we're going to enter our discount amount. So we have to think back to 5th grade math, or 6th grade math for some of us, and we have to move the decimal up 2. So we're going to do 1.00 is going to be 100%. So we're going to do 1.00. So it's going to be 100%. So if we were given 50% off, it would be 0.50. All right, just remember to move the decimal over to the left 2 times. All right, so there's some different options here. Limit total discount amount. This can be a really good one, along with number of items that will be discounted. So I'll give you a quick example. What if you have a customer that knows they're going to get 100% off, or they're going to get 20% off their check the next time they come in, so they have a brilliant idea of having everyone in their office come to your restaurant for lunch, and they're going to charge everyone or put everyone on one tab and swipe their loyalty card off and get a big discount. So maybe you don't want that to happen, so you can actually limit the total discount amount. So maybe you want to limit that to $20, for example. On the other hand, to the right here, item settings. This is where we're going to decide what is going to get the discount. So in our example, we said 1 dessert. So the number of items that will be discounted will be 1. So we're going to type in a 1 there. And then we have to select the dessert from our item list here. So we're not going to say all items. We're going to select a category, and we're going to click our category button here on the right. And this is going to bring up a list of all of the categories and food items as they're already predefined on Aloha Manager. So this is going to populate exactly how it reads off your Aloha Manager. So if you only have 5 categories, food, bev, NA bev, gift cards, you might want to talk to your reseller about adding, breaking out some of these items so you can create some more specific plans. So for our example, we're going to do desserts. Here we go. And there we go. So we have 2 here, but let's just say for instance, we only see 1. Let's make believe here. Then dessert sales 4 is the 1 category for desserts. And we choose this. And then we're going to hit next. All right, so now what we've created is when the person comes in on their 11th visit, they're going to get a real-time discount, 100% off, 1 item in the category of desserts. So they're going to get 1 free item, any item in the dessert category. If you wanted it to make it even more specific, you'd want to get on Aloha Manager and split up the specific food items if you want to just only deliver the discount on a specific item. Now with our example about the person coming in and having the party, maybe you only want them to have the ability to, that 20% discount, for example, only allow them to have maybe 15 or 20 items discounted on their check. So it's completely up to you what you want to do here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go to voucher settings. And this is a voucher that's going to print out letting your customer know that they got that reward or just congratulating them. And in this blue box is just an example of what it's going to look like. So we're going to change this a little bit. So we're going to click the pencil and go to the custom text page. So it actually will auto-populate a message for you. But say you want to be a little bit more creative, so we don't like that. We're going to delete that. We want to make our own message. And we want to center justify it. So on the left, we're going to choose font settings. And we're going to make it look nice because it's marketing as far as we're concerned. We're going to click Insert, Start Center Justified. And then we're going to click down at the very end, after the last % sign, we're going to hit Enter. And now we're going to say, congratulations. Ooh, I think I spelled congratulations wrong. That's okay. And I want to personalize this a little bit. Hit a space, and I want to put the member's first name. So I'm going to come back to this drop down and choose keywords. And I'm going to scroll down, and I am going to go to member first name. There we go, member first name right there. And it's going to populate up from the member profile. And then I want to put an exclamation point. Now I'm going to hit Enter because I want to control where the line break is on my receipt. I don't want to have a long run-on that just breaks whenever the receipt says this is as many characters as it can have. And then I want to type my own message. So this, we delivered a free dessert, so I'm going to hit another space here, or Enter again and drop down a line. So congratulations, member first name. Your visits have earned you a complimentary dessert. Spell that wrong. And then come back tomorrow to start earning your way to that next slice of pie. Just whatever type of message you'd like to put in here. And maybe if you wanted to even go so far as put some little squigglies and put your website. sliceofpie.com. Just whatever you want to put on here. All right, so on the right-hand side, we have print on guest check or voucher. Generally, you're just going to want to have it print on the guest check. But if you're going to use that add value reward type, you might want to think about using the voucher setting. Really, if you're using the add value, maybe they might not read the voucher. You want to use the voucher as a call to action. And if they're putting money on their card, you really need to make sure that they really understand that they have money on the card, and even maybe give them instructions on how to use that. So, for example, if you're giving them an add value reward, you might want to use the voucher setting so it prints as a separate voucher after the guest check, and maybe on there, type on there, congratulations, your points have earned you a cash reward on your loyalty card of $10. In order to use this, please tell your server to not only swipe your card as a loyalty card, but to swipe your card as a gift card so you can redeem your cash reward. You'll generally want to give them some good explanation for something like that. But you can really type in anything you want here on this voucher. All right, so we're going to click Next. And it's going to change the way you look at it, and now you can see it actually has it left justified here just in our example, but you can see where the page breaks are, but this is actually going to be center justified. All right, and then I'm going to click Next. Oh, it says that I didn't fill out everything. Oh, I didn't do a comp ID. So I'm just going to check one real quick. It doesn't matter for my example. All right, now that's pretty much the biggest part of setting up the bonus plan. The rest is easy. So let's go ahead and go to the Schedule tab. So this is when is this plan going to work. All right, activate this plan every day. If you only want it to work, say for instance you're doing a special promo on Tuesday night only for half-price appetizers. So you set up your reward to deliver half off any appetizer that they order, and on the weekly you choose Tuesday and Sunday. That's when this plan is going to work. If you're setting up a bonus plan for their birthday, you're actually going to choose to activate this plan on member's birthday. So then here we have some different options. The member will receive the award on the occasion only, during the week of, during the month of. So maybe we like this option here, during the calendar month or during the 30 days from selected occasion. Usually you just want to choose calendar day, completely up to you. All right, so we're going to put this back to daily. Bonus plan settings. The bonus plan is available so you can have this work at all stores, or if you want to create a replication group and have this work at one specific location or a group of stores. Creating a replication group, you actually go to System Setup, and to your site setup. This is where you actually set up your sites in the beginning, and we'll just look at that real quick. So this is where you add a replication group. It's pretty simple. Just click this bullet, hit Next. Name the group, DC stores, and you'll be able to see a list of all your stores, and you can just say what stores are in that group, and then it's going to show up here. So you can literally make a group a store group that this bonus plan will only work in, completely up to you. Another option is qualify by member profile. So if you have a member profile question, like maybe what's your favorite football team, you can actually use this as another way to act as a threshold for this plan to work. So maybe you're doing Monday night football or Sunday night football, and you have people coming in and swiping their loyalty cards during a football game. Maybe you want this plan to only work for people who chose that football is their favorite sport. And then within that, they are going to get this reward if they chose, a specific team. We'll just say the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. If they chose that, they're going to get a specific reward. All right, let's go ahead and look at the qualifying buys. These are just the different, more threshold pieces here. If you want to set this bonus plan to only work during certain day parts, maybe lunch, maybe dinner. If you don't set anything, it's not going to, look at that when it's running the threshold. If you want to set up a plan that only works in the lounge or only works, in the dining room, you can do that as well. Again, if you don't set anything, it's not going to qualify anything by that. The most common one is the hours, and we'll look at that next. So if you want this to only work during a certain time frame, we'll click the hours bullet or check it, and we're going to click this button. And now it's going to show all the hours. Now, one thing to note here, and we'll just use an example while we're trying to work through this. Say, for example, you have a plan that is it's a happy hour bonus program from 5 to 7, and it ends 7:59. So what we're going to want to do, each hour is the full hour. So say, for instance, 5, 6, 7. So if we choose all three of these and move them over, this is going to start at 5:00, and it's going to end at 7:59. Okay? So if we chose 8, that doesn't mean it ends at 8. That's going to end at 8:59. So let's be thoughtful of that. So choosing 7 o'clock means that it ends at 7:59. And then we'll just click Next. Order modes, if you wanted to create a plan that's for to-go food, for example, a lot of people like to do that as well. You can check order modes, and again, all the order modes that you have set up on your Aloha POS they'll be able to, they'll show up right here, and you'll be able to choose to go, for example. All right, let's go ahead and close that. All right, and the next thing is the reset option. So there's a lot of flexibility here. The default is reset plan when member receives the reward. This means that they can get this reward over and over again. The other most common is never reset the plan, so they get this once and they don't ever have the option of getting it again. And then there's some more flexible ones, reset plan every year on, for example, maybe January 1st or maybe March 31st, just completely up to you. Reset plan every blank days after member sign-up date, or reset the plan every 10 days after plan start date. One good example I can give you is a pizza place. Maybe you're trying to run a plan every 30 days from the time that they signed up, and they have to buy 3 pizzas, and if they buy 3 pizzas within this time frame, you know, they get the 4th one free. That might be something that you reset the plan every this many days after the start date. Just completely up to you, but a lot of flexibility with the reset options. And then bonus event. Bonus event is setting up a multiplier, like they get double points on a specific time frame. So we're going to add, and we'll look at this real quick. So let's just use that example. We can name this bonus event. We can type in a voucher. So just like our reward voucher on the previous tab, we can create another one. Congratulations, you got double points for coming on Tuesday. Decide what the multiplier is going to be. So if it's double points, we just type in a 2, multiply member credit by 2 for qualifying purchases during the bonus event scheduled. You can choose a start and end date. You can put a maximum credit on here. If it's only if this bonus event's only going to work in one store, maybe you have this bonus program, it works at all locations, but in the DC stores, they get double points, for example. And then we can click this Schedule tab, and this looks probably very familiar at this point. Looks like the other Schedule tab. We can choose what day this works. Again, maybe if this only works a couple days a week. If we want to qualify, they get double points only if the Cowboys won the game. And then we can qualify those certain hours and times again. All right, and that's how you set up a bonus event. All right, and after you set up the bonus plan, if you have not already set up the card series in your card setup, when you save this, it's going to ask you if you want to assign this to a card